What is up, guys? It's Mega Man Chief Fan here, and welcome back to another video. And today, I'm gonna do my manga collection. Now, I know a lot of people know me for my comic book videos, but I just want to say I'm also a big fan of anime and manga. So, I just want to, and I have a pretty big, manga collection. I have about 122 volumes. So, you know what? I've actually been into anime longer than comic books. So, you know what? I think I think this collection does deserve its own collection video. So, here it is, and let's get started. First up is Attack on Titan, volumes 1 through 15. Now, Attack on Titan is the first manga I've ever read. But, this is the first manga I've ever read, like I said, and it is a really good one to start out with. This is just a fantastic series. The characters are great, the story is very unique and unbelievable. The art, a lot of people like to judge the art, but I personally really like the art style for both the anime and the manga. So, yeah, highly recommend it, but I really shouldn't because everybody's heard of Attack on Titan. It's just fantastic. Next up, we have Attack on Titan, No Regrets, Volume 1. I need to get the second volume of this because, this is a spin-off. It's not as good as the original Attack on Titan, but still, it's a pretty good follow-up to the series, and I would recommend it if only you're a fan of the original series first. I'd recommend reading the original series first and then getting this volume. Next is Blue Exorcist Volume 1. I don't know. I really like this at the beginning. Like, I really loved the first 4 volumes in the first story arc of this series. But then once, like, volumes 5 through 9 were very lackluster and boring, and I didn't really like it. But then, volumes 10 and 11 got really intense again, so I really need to get back onto this series because it's really, really good. But, I read it at the library, so I only own the first volume, but, so far, it's pretty good. Next, we have one of my all-time favorite series, Death Note, volumes 1 through 12 and the How to Read 13. This is a masterpiece of a manga series, just incredible. This is the anime for Death Note is the first anime I ever watched, and it's also, much like Attack on Titan, it's a really good one to start out with, and I highly, highly recommend you guys to check out this series. Even if you're not that big a fan of anime, I still highly recommend it because most of the cliches in anime are non-existent here. It's just a brilliant, brilliant series. Next up is Death Note, L Changed the World light novel. This is the only light novel that I own, and it was okay. The reason why I got it was because L is my favorite anime character of all time. He's probably my second favorite character in general behind Batman, but L got his own novel, so it just sold me right there. But it wasn't as good as I was wanting it to be, but still, it was worth a read. D. Gray Man, didn't really like it. I'm gonna be honest, didn't really like it. It's not horrible by any stretch of the imagination. In fact, it's just slightly below average, but it was just too shonen-y for me. It was just too stereotypical for me, but may give it a reread and give it another try because I haven't read it in like a year, over a year, but yeah, it was not that good, and I didn't really enjoy it. Next is Dragon Ball, volume Disbigs 1 through 4, so that's really volumes 1 through 12, and down to the next shelf, volume Disbig 5, so that's pretty much volumes 13 through 16. And then we have Dragon Ball Z, volumes 1 through 12, basically. It's 1 through 4 of the Disbigs, but it's pretty much, these are 3-in-1 omnibuses. Okay, Dragon Ball, the first Dragon Ball is awesome. I really like it. It can be really funny and action-packed. It has really cool characters. It's just a great series. Dragon Ball Z is horrible. I'm just gonna say that right now. I do not like Dragon Ball Z in the slightest. And such a good first, like a very good first series, and then you get this? I know technically in Japan it's just Dragon Ball, but Dragon Ball Z, what's known as Dragon Ball Z in the States, is not good in the slightest. Don't recommend it, but I do recommend Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball is very good. DBZ is not. Next, even though I only own one 3-in-1 omnibus of it, let me just tell you, I've read this whole series. This is contender for probably the best manga I've ever read, and that's Full Metal Alchemist. And unbelievable. This is pretty much the Sandman of manga, and I shouldn't even compare it to the Sandman because it's totally its own thing. It's in my opinion, it's just as good as the Sandman. And seriously, this is incredible. The story, I could have never thought of it in a million years. The characters, this is one of the best character casts I've ever seen in any manga or anime. Just brilliant, especially Roy Mustang, and the female characters in this series is great. The art is great, the action scenes are not horned in and actually are useful. It's one of the greatest things I've ever read, period, and I highly recommend it. Next is Hunter x Hunter volumes 1 through 30, and then 31 through 32. Tagashi, come back! Please come back! This series is amazing. Seriously. I love this series. Like, I would not buy 32 volumes if I did not like it. Whenever I got a volume in the mail, I just immediately, these volumes would take up my afternoons. It is such a good series, and I really would like to see it come back. And also the 2011 anime, I haven't finished it yet, but from what I've seen, it's very, very good. But even though the art is not that good in the series, I have to admit, the story and characters, just the story is better in the manga than it is in the anime. I'm just gonna say that right now. I love this manga. Next, we have Inuyasha, volumes 1 through 4. Much like the Gray Man, I didn't really like this. It's not that good at all, really. But if you want to give it a try, sure. It's a pretty big anime. It's one of the biggest animes, actually. But the manga wasn't that good. Even though I do want to get into more Rumiko Takahashi. Sorry, I kind of have a little problem pronouncing names, but yeah, Rumiko Takahashi. I really want to get into Rama 1/2, which I've heard is great, but Inuyasha just didn't really do anything for me. Naruto, really love Naruto. It has its problems here and there, especially later on, but at least the first part is brilliant. It's pretty much, everybody knows it. It's pretty much the underdog champion of underdog stories in anime. It's very well done, at least in the first part or in the early arcs of Shippuden. It's fantastic, and I'm caught up with the series in English releases, and I can't wait to see how the series ends. But so far, it's been one heck of a ride, and I really recommend it. And finally, this is going to go on to the other shelf as well. We have One Piece, volumes 1 through 21 in these 3-in-1 omnibuses, and then 22 through 31 in the single issues, and that's it for this shelf. Oh, that is dark. That is really dark. Oh my goodness, how am I going to do this? Here, I found a way. I found a way to do it. Let's finish this video. Are you kidding me? That kind of works. You can get it out. Volumes 32 through 53. Yes, you saved my life. Don't you burn out on me. But yeah, One Piece has been phenomenal. This is another manga I prefer, that I would say is one of my all-time favorites. It's just such a fun series. I really enjoy the kookiness of it, and also can be dead serious at times. Like, even though it has this very cartoony-ish art style, it can get dark. Like, seriously, it can get really dark. But yeah, anyway, that is my manga collection. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and please comment and like and subscribe for more. So anyway, I'm Mega Man Chief Fan, and I'll see you later. It's recording.